Alright, hey, what's up everybody? Aigey here, and today we are going to be playing Thomas Was Alone. I saw a few things about this game, heard it had a really great story, and I just wanted to give it a shot. So, I'm going to be having multiple episodes of me just eventually completing this game. Gonna kind of weave it into League of Legends content. You know, I've got the Vayne main movie coming out, where Sunny Explosion is going to be voicing Vayne main, and I've actually picked up some other people, such as, some of you may know, Magikarp Use Fly is going to be helping with storyboarding, along with Official Cowbell, and also going to have Dark Main do some voice work for us, and hopefully some other very special guests. But without further ado, let's get into playing Thomas Was Alone. And I'm probably going to be quiet through some of the cutscenes because I don't want to talk over the narrator, because I heard this game has some absolutely beautiful narration. So let's get started.
Thomas was alone. Wow, a weird first thought to have.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so a pretty basic game so far, but I really like the voice. I actually very much like the voice. It's that same feel if you've ever played Little Big Planet, that sort of narrator. I really loved the narration for that game.
Thomas decided to start listing his observations for posterity.
It's actually a very interesting game.
The whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling. He was almost as good.
Oh, I almost skipped that one. Alright, okay, let's see how this game is. Alright. I won't skip the next one. That was bad of me.
Okay, interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump.
Oh my goodness. It's a very...
Worked! Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery.
I feel so bad because I feel like I'm going to cut him off, but no, it's got a very interesting way of communicating with the player for a very basic style of game, but it has this personality aspect to it that a lot of games, you don't really get that feel for when you play games like this. It's just like how fast can I speed run through this, but this game definitely has a more personality feel to inanimate objects that we see on a day-to-day basis in our geometry classes, like squares and triangles and stuff.
A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
Oh my goodness.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment. He was starting to suspect it might even be doing so on purpose. Paranoia.
Very beautiful narration on this game. I have to give them that. Absolutely, for sure.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know. He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important. It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one step ahead of his skills. It had been designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
The one thing I've noticed so far about this game is that the music seems to progress as you do with the story, which is another thing that I liked about Little Big Planet, is they had very increasingly dynamic musical compositions as you played, which made for a very fun experience, while the visuals on screen may not have always been up to par with what you may say with consistency, but at least it felt like something was still changing, and it added a bit of dramatized feelings to what exactly was going on, to whatever you may have been doing. I really like this game so far. It's very basic, just something that you can just do, which I very much enjoy.
Something about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it. He made another mental...
Oh shit, I skipped it. Oh my goodness. Too fast. My platforming was on point.
The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
Let's see what we got here.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper. He was evolving. He just wished he had someone to share it with.
There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, I did it. First early stages, yeah. So it looks like Thomas. Looks like Thomas is no longer alone.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Uh-oh. Seems like Chris is... He doesn't like skinny blocks. He's a short, fat block. I don't know, if I was a short, flat block, I'd be like, oh, God bless. You can help me get not fat.
Chris had been doing fine. He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times. Well, not actually. Not technically graceful. It's probably the wrong word, but, you know,
Ooh.
fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
So that feel when you feel like you're gonna die soon happens and you get nervous. That's basically what happened. Can he even make that jump? Oh, just enough. Yeah, safety. Safety first, kids. Oh shit, I need to use skinny guy. Thomas, come on, man. Alright, I think he's good to go. Later, Chris. You're a complete douchebag, but it's okay. At least I'll help you to the next day. It's okay to be a douchebag as long as we see tomorrow, right? That's all that matters.
Okay, this was more like it. A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
Oh, teamwork, baby. Teamwork, baby. There we go. Got it, Chris. Easy peasy. Got this, man. Not even an issue.
Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile. Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
Oh yeah, come on Chris, you got this. I didn't think I was gonna, oh shit. See, as soon as I was gonna be like, yeah, I did pretty good there, just fuck up again. It's okay, it happens, I got this. All of my training in video games has taught me one thing, and it's to never give up. Unless you just can't. Some things are impossible in video games.